Hello, and welcome to Thumb Wind's End of the Road in Michigan podcast. Each week, we select one of our amazing stories about the Great Lakes region and the tip of Michigan's thumb. These are taken from thumbwind.com and presented here so that you can listen to it anytime, anywhere. Our story is about how Port Austin, a sleepy little town at the tip of Michigan's thumb, is transforming itself into a unique destination. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's tale from the end of the road. How art, a farm market, and kayaking saved Port Austin. Drive from any point south of Michigan's thumb, north to its tip, and you will encounter small towns and villages hanging on by a thread. Vacant storefronts, abandoned shops, and remnants of roadside stands abound in the formerly robust four-corner rural villages that were common in Michigan at the turn of the last century. Which I mean the century between 1801 to 1900. These small towns were social and economic hubs, in the days before the car and paved roads. One story of travel experience in those days was in the historical fiction murder mystery entitled, The Thumb-Pointed Fingers. Author Jackie Howard noted that it took a solid day, or two, to get from Bad Axe to Detroit even when taking the train. The area's remoteness made it sensible for each village or town to have several stores, hotels, blacksmith shops, diners, and the all-important post office. Today, these small towns are struggling to survive. For example, the Caseville Cheeseburger Festival offers merchants a chance to make their year profitable in a single week. Thousands of tourists descend for a burger and a beer while wearing a grass skirt and having a good time. Indeed, summer festivals in the Thumb celebrate everything from beans, polka, sugar, potatoes, fish sandwiches, and chicken wings. Each of these small rural towns is looking for ways to draw folks in and keep their local businesses going. Port Austin, not an event but a destination. The town at the tip of the thumb has taken a different approach, offer the community has a destination for the entire summer season. On the 4th of July weekend in 2005, Port Austin Farmers Market debuted with just over 50 vendors. Now with over a dozen years in operation, Port Austin claims one of the largest outdoor markets in Michigan. Today permanent vendor booths have been built and the market operates each Saturday for 6 months of the year. The market offers over 150 vendors. The farmers market offers one of the best examples of farm-to-table opportunities anywhere, with fresh produce, fruits, meats, and fish along with baked and gourmet canned goods. It was the vision and early leadership of John and Lisa Pridnier who, along with many others, had the energy and forethought to get the Port Austin Farmers Market to the success that it has become today. A lawyer makes a float plan for Port Austin. Operating outside the fringe of the Port Austin Farmers Market was the paddler crowd. In 2007, Chris Boyle, a local attorney, founded Port Austin Kayak, affectionately called PAC by locals and tourists alike. He invited paddlers to join him in 2008 for a summer of weekend paddles circumventing the entire Thumb shoreline on the tip of the Thumb Heritage Water Trail along with its 25 access points. In 2012, Boyle worked with Michigan State University faculty and students to create a concept of a third place, an informal gathering spot outside home, and worked to share and express ideas. As a further outcome, Boyle and his wife came up with the concept of CREATE, which stands for Community, Recreation, Environment, Arts, Tourism, and Entertainment. A moniker which has seemed to take on a life of its own in this coastal community. And now, this.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
2 simple kayak trails have sparked a new interest in Port Austin. Today, the PAC offers novice and experienced kayakers the opportunity to explore some of the most scenic sea kayaking trails in Lower Michigan. From the Port Austin Harbor, a few miles along the beach is all that separates one from a site deemed by CNN as the most unique rock formation in America, Turnip Rock, which lays a few miles east. As an alternative, A gentle paddle to the west reveals the accessible and climbable broken rocks formations along the shore. The pack has offered 1,000s an opportunity to see a beautiful bit of Michigan and offer Port Austin as an entry for the experience. An old barn offers a blank canvas.
It was a simple idea. Paint a large mural on the side of a very weathered barn.
Husband and wife visual artists Steve and Dorota Coy came to such a barn in the Upper Thumb in 2013 and changed the direction of Port Austin's art scene. Their company, Hygienic Dress League, works in the community, combining business and art with its uses the platform of street art and public art to create their own marketing campaign and bring art to the masses. Their public interventions have surfaced in over 19 different cities in 9 countries spanning across 3 continents.
With the painting of a pigeon on one side of the barn and a version of American Gothic on the other, the barn has a new life.
However, the work has faded over the past 5 years. It's one of the 10 destination barns for viewing.
Barn to Ark in Port Austin.
In June 2015, artist Scott Hocking came to Port Austin at the encouragement of former Port Austin native Jim Boyle.
They wanted to start a series of 10 projects around Port Austin.
Finding a 1800s barn south of Oak Beach, he transformed the structure into a larger-than-life form entitled Emergency Ark. The looming work denotes sanctuary and safety and took 5 months to construct. This represented another destination piece from a local project called 10 Barns in 10 Years. This offers an ongoing exposition of art on barns that enthusiasts can travel about Huron country to view. The community expands beyond Port Austin. Efforts to make Port Austin a unique and welcoming destination seem to be paying off. The Detroit News ran an article in 2018 that noted that Port Austin has become an artistic beacon of the region. This series of investments by the Upper Thumb community, such as the nearby White Church Gallery, and more recently the Cove Art Gallery in Port Austin, looks to have resulted in more visitors trekking up M53 for a day trip, or for a beachfront cottage for the entire summer. Port Austin looks to be continuing to prosper and grow in its ideal spot at the end of the road in Michigan's Thumb.
This concludes this week's story. Thank you for taking the time to listen to Thumbwind's End of the Road podcast.
If you like this kind of story, you are invited to join our 15,000 other monthly visitors on our website at thumbwind.com.
Please watch for and download next week's story and take a moment to subscribe to our podcast and give us a review. Have a great day.